largest Igbo socio-cultural organization, Ohanaeze Igbo, has slammed Governor Yahaya Bellow of Kogi State over his comments on rotational presidency. Recall that Bellow had described the clamor for rotational presidency as unconstitutional. He also noted that Nigerians should be allowed to make their choices for the best candidates to emerge for the top post. Reacting, Ohanaeze, in a statement on Monday signed by its National Publicity Secretary Chief Alex Ogbonnaya, slammed the governor, adding that he is embarking on a political adventure that lacks both conscience and principle. Ohanaeze noted that all the miseries and evils which men suffer from vice, crime, ambition, injustice, oppression, slavery, and war proceed from their despising or neglecting the inner still voice of or conscience. Ohanaeze averred that Governor Bellow was still a student while studying accountancy at the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, when an agreement was reached between the North and the South with respect to rotational presidency. It was on this basis that the Southern governors resolved in the Lagos meeting that the South should produce the next president of Nigeria after President Muhammadu Buhari. We therefore advise Bello that it would serve his interest better if he supported the resolution by his Southern colleagues more so as he's still young, the statement said. The group further enjoined Bello to embrace the ethical, functional relationship between the morality of an agreement and the legality of the Constitution. Well, in this whole thing, I think the mistake, the problem we are having now is Tinubu that caused all this wahala. Maybe they didn't know that they were going to win, because if you really look at this whole thing, when you talk about where the presidency goes or whatever, if you look at it in the recent, you see that it is the arrangement of PDP that there's going to be rotational when it comes to presidency, which they have been following. And I think maybe they now assume that that is how it ought to be with other political parties. But unfortunately, you see that the problem Tinubu is having, the Tinubu they always talk about that is the professor of this in politics. You were going into agreement with such people, and not that you are a baby when it comes to the way people do things. People have told him, don't even merge with this or don't go with this Buhari and the likes, because they will disappoint you. Even if somebody had not told him, but at least he experienced what happened during Abiola's time. But he didn't do. At least that one alone would have even given him the opportunity for them to have arranged everything from the beginning. Because when you look at this whole thing, you see that PDP has been going in that line. But I don't think they have it in that APC. And that is why they are going back and forth. But according to them, they said they had a gentleman agreement without any written documents, and that is why these people are now playing them. They told him before, they told all of them before, but see what is happening. They are now begging. These are the same people that Buhari could not, because of the Southwest and Tinubu, the likes of Tinubu, they helped him, but now they are not feeling on top of the world. Buhari that could not win, he couldn't win an election. 3 times he failed woefully. He's just like even if you like have just one mark for you to pass an exam. If you don't pass it, you don't pass it. All the marks that you have gotten that you think that is shocking you. He didn't pass. He didn't pass. He couldn't win the election. But now the people that helped him now to come to limelight now, he does not want to see all of them, and that is why we are having all this problem. And even if some people will tell you that, because as I'm even talking, I'm beginning to remember something. If you talk about, okay, even if there was an agreement, but even see the federal character, because that when you talk about federal character, that one is even written in the Constitution. But at the end of the day, did Buhari or is Buhari obeying what is it, federal character when it comes to appointment? He does not even do that. So even if they had even written an agreement, and that was why Tinubu believed in him, that they had a gentleman agreement. But he didn't fulfill that, because I see no reason why they will be going back and forth. In the recess, even without being told. That's why people tell you that APC is not a party, a responsible party. After you people have spent 8 years, what else do you want? At least courtesy demands that, okay, let it go. It has to go to the other place. Because I was even surprised and shocked to my bone marrow that the southern governors will be saying that. For them to have been saying that, that means they have seen the handwriting on the wall that these people do not mean it well. Buhari and his colleagues and the Fulani and whatever, the northerners, they don't mean it well. They don't mean well. Because it is not something that they need to be talking back and forth. So even they have even ruled. See how they have scattered the whole country. Not to talk of you expect people to now continue to follow through with this kind of arrangements or with this kind of governance. They cannot even govern. They don't have what it takes. They've scattered everything. Well, Ohanaeze, Yahaya Bellow is with them, so definitely he believes in what they believe. Do you blame Bellow, who is making noise all over the place and behaving like a force to be reckoned with in Nigeria politics? Is part of the rotten legacy of the Buhari years. A man brutishly put in Kogi government house, even when he was not part of the electoral process. His case reminds one of the Uzodinma of Imo State, charlatans who ideally should be hiding their faces in shame are going about claiming to be governors. With them around, how will evil such as banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, insurgency and poverty not thrive as consequences of the failure that threw them up? Don't blame Yahaya, blame your people that cancel rotating just to favor Jonathan against the North. 1999, all Northerners surrendered to South. So also 2011, they supported Jonathan, but your selfish people wanted to shun zoning 2015 just to sideline the North. Okay, Bellow is just a tout. Small boy is disturbing Bellow. Who is wasting his time discussing Bellow? Bellow is nobody in Nigeria. Let him finish as governor. You will not hear of him again. But he wants to be the president. Because the reason why he's saying that now is because himself is eyeing that position. He's eyeing that presidency position. Good talks to a desperate politicians. Let them hear. Kanu is gangster and occultic. What has that got to do with this one? Is Kanu following you, is following you to drag your whatever, the presidency or your politics? Well, Bellow is an accidental governor. This Bellow, they make me laugh with his Genju aspiration. Do you think they will make you a president just as you were made a governor by Baba Ijebu way or Lucky Deep? Hear the smell. Yahaya Bellow is the worst governor in the history of Nigeria. Ohanaeze should not have bothered to reply that fellow who usurped mandate given to the late former governor Audu. That is how their life is, so now so their life be.